Eddie did not hate exercise. He only hated starting exercise. Every Monday, he said the same thing. "This week, I will become healthy." Then he sat on the sofa and watched cooking videos. On Tuesday, he said, "Tomorrow is better." On Wednesday, he said, "The week is already half finished." By Friday, he said, "Next Monday is a fresh start." His friend Marcus heard this many times. One Saturday morning, Marcus came to Eddie's apartment. Marcus was wearing running shoes and a blue gym shirt. Eddie opened the door in pajamas. Marcus looked at him. "Are you ready?" Marcus asked. "Ready for what?" Eddie asked. "The gym," Marcus said. Eddie blinked. "The gym today?" "Yes," Marcus said. "You said you wanted to become healthy." "I said that on Monday," Eddie said. Monday, Eddie was very brave. Marcus crossed his arms. "Today, Eddie is coming with me." Eddie looked down at his pajamas. "I need clothes." "You have clothes." "I need special clothes." Marcus looked at him. "Eddie, you need pants." 20 minutes later, Eddie came out wearing sweatpants, an old t-shirt, and bright white shoes. Marcus looked at the shoes. "Those are new." "Yes," Eddie said. "They have never touched exercise." "They will today," Marcus said. The gym was inside a large building near the shopping center. Bright lights shone through the windows. Music played inside. People walked in and out with water bottles and towels. Eddie stopped at the door. "Everyone looks serious," he said. "They are just exercising," Marcus said. "They look like they know what they are doing." "That is because they came more than one time." Eddie took a deep breath. A woman at the front desk smiled. "Good morning," she said. "First visit?" Marcus pointed at Eddie. "For him." The woman smiled kindly. "My name is Tasha. I can give you a trial pass." Eddie smiled back. "Thank you. I am Eddie. I am here to become healthy, but slowly." Tasha laughed. "Slowly is fine. Do you want a quick tour?" "Yes," Marcus said. "No," Eddie said at the same time. Tasha looked at them. Eddie said, "I mean, yes, a very quick tour." Tasha showed them the locker room, the water station, the exercise bikes, the weights, and the classroom. "There is a beginner class at 10 o'clock, she said. Eddie looked at the clock on the wall. It was 9:45. "What kind of class?" Eddie asked. "Easy movement," Tasha said. "Good for beginners." Eddie liked the word easy. "Maybe I can do that," he said. Marcus smiled. "Good. Before the class, let's warm up." They walked to the exercise bikes. Marcus sat on one bike and began to pedal. Eddie sat on the bike next to him. He looked at the screen. The screen asked for his age. Eddie stared at it. "Why does the bike need my age?" he asked. Marcus said, "Just enter it." Eddie touched the buttons carefully. Then the screen asked for his weight. Eddie leaned closer. "That is private information," he whispered. Marcus laughed. "The bike is not judging you." Eddie looked at the bike. "It has a screen. It may be judging me." Finally, Eddie pressed start. The pedals moved smoothly. "This is not bad," Eddie said. "Good," Marcus said. "Keep going." Eddie pedaled faster. The screen changed. A hill appeared. Eddie felt the pedals become harder. "Why is there a hill?" he asked. "It is a program," Marcus said. "I am inside a building. I did not agree to a hill." Marcus laughed. Eddie pushed hard. The bike became harder again. "No," Eddie said. "This bike is angry." Marcus reached over and pressed a button. The hill disappeared. The pedals became easy again. Eddie breathed out. "Thank you. I prefer flat roads." After a few minutes, Tasha called from across the room. "The beginner class starts soon." Eddie got off the bike carefully. His legs felt strange. "Why are my legs surprised?" he asked. Marcus said, "Because they are working." They walked to the classroom. Several people were already inside. Most of them looked friendly and a little nervous. A teacher stood in front. She was tall, cheerful, and full of energy. "Welcome, everyone," she said. "I am Mina. Today we will move, stretch, and have fun." Eddie whispered to Marcus, "She has too much energy." Marcus whispered back, "That is why she works here." Nina turned on music. "First, step to the right," she said. Everyone stepped right. Eddie stepped left. He bumped softly into Marcus. "Other right," Marcus said. "Oh," Eddie said. Nina smiled. "Good. Now, step to the left." Eddie stepped right. Marcus moved away quickly. "Eddie," he whispered. "I am following yesterday's instructions," Eddie said. The woman next to Eddie laughed. Her name was Linda. She looked about 50 years old and wore a purple headband. "Do not worry," Linda said. "I went the wrong way too." Nina raised her arms. "Now, reach up." Everyone reached up. Eddie reached up. "Good," he said. "This part I understand." "Now, bend your knees." Eddie bent his knees. "Now, touch the floor." Eddie looked at the floor. "That is far," he said. Linda laughed again. Eddie bent forward slowly. His fingers reached his knees, then his shins, then almost his shoes. "Excellent effort," Nina said. Eddie looked up. "Does almost count?" "In this class, yes," Nina said. Eddie smiled. "I like this class." Then Nina brought out small exercise balls. "Everyone take one ball," she said. Eddie took a red ball. Marcus took a blue ball. Linda took a yellow ball. Nina held her ball in front of her. "Now, squeeze the ball." Everyone squeezed. Eddie squeezed. The ball made a squeaky sound. Squeak! Eddie stopped. The room became quiet. He squeezed again. Squeak! Linda covered her mouth. Marcus looked away. Nina tried to stay serious. "That is normal," she said. Eddie looked at the ball. "This ball has opinions," he said. The room laughed. Nina continued. "Now, lift the ball over your head." Everyone lifted the balls. Eddie lifted his ball. Squeak! More people laughed. Eddie looked at Nina. "I am sorry. My ball is very emotional." Nina laughed too. "It is okay, Eddie. Keep going." The class continued. Eddie stepped wrong many times. He lifted the ball too early. He turned too late. Once he clapped when no one else clapped. But people were smiling now. Some people looked less nervous. Linda said, "I was afraid to look silly, but you are very brave." Eddie looked at her. "I am not brave. I am confused." "That is close," Linda said. At the end of the class, Nina said, "Great work, everyone. Give yourselves a hand." Everyone clapped. Eddie clapped loudly. "This time I am correct," he said. After class, Tasha came into the room. "How was it?" she asked. Marcus said, "Eddie survived." Eddie held up the red ball. "And the ball survived, too." The ball made one more squeak. Everyone laughed again. A quiet man near the door walked over to Eddie. "I was going to leave before class," he said. "I was nervous. But when you went the wrong way, I thought, Maybe it is okay to make mistakes. Eddie looked surprised. Really? Yes, the man said. So I stayed. Linda nodded. Me too. I thought everyone here would be perfect, but nobody was perfect. Nina smiled. That is the point. We move, we learn, we try again. Eddie liked that. Marcus put a hand on Eddie's shoulder. So, will you come back? Eddie looked around the gym. The bikes were still there. The weights were still there. The red ball was still squeaking softly in his hand. I have one question, Eddie said. Tasha said, What is it? Can I request a quiet ball next time? Tasha laughed. Yes, we can try. Eddie nodded. Then I will come back. Marcus smiled. Next Monday? Eddie shook his head. No. Marcus sighed. Eddie lifted one hand. Not next Monday, he said. Tomorrow. Everyone cheered. Eddie looked proud. Then he tried to walk toward the door. His legs were tired, very tired. He took one slow step, then another. Marcus watched him. Are you okay? Eddie nodded seriously. Yes, I am just walking in beginner mode. Tasha opened the door for him. Eddie walked out slowly. Outside, the sun was bright. Eddie looked at his new white shoes. They were not perfectly white anymore. They had touched exercise. Eddie smiled. Good job, shoes, he said. Marcus looked at him. Are you talking to your shoes now? Eddie said, Yes. They also survived. Marcus laughed. As they walked home, Eddie felt tired, but he also felt happy. Maybe exercise was not so terrible. Maybe he did not need to be perfect. Maybe he only needed to start. Behind them, through the gym window, the red ball sat quietly on the floor. Then, for no reason at all, it made one tiny sound. Squeak. What is one thing you have wanted to start? Tell us in the comments. Begin your sentence with, I have wanted to start